These artists, when they came together to form this group, were incredibly young. They were your
age.
They were your age, and out of their protests and their organization as students, developed the art group and came to be artists. So, and they grew together as a group and developed their art through a collaborative process. But they really, they began when they were, just right out of high school.
19, 20 years old.
Yeah. They named themselves Asco. And it was in response to the Vietnam War, but also to that sense of asco that they felt in general, the disgust that they felt with discrimination, with the poor quality of the education available to them, with a sense that they had no visibility, they had no voice in any kind of broader political or cultural. And then also they took this name because people also said when they started making work that their work gave them asco.
This room has a political dimension.
That's right.
Because it is in a way about they were creating images of themselves, reflections of themselves that they were not seeing in Hollywood mainstream movies. These photographs that you see were called no movies. They made movies without having to make a big budget and have a crew and have all these things that they didn't have access to. They took one picture and it would suggest an entire movie. So it was like a promotion for a film, but the film doesn't exist. It's all fantasy.
They are imagining themselves as if they had access to Hollywood production, as if they could be making their own movies, and if they were these kind of characters and inventing these scenarios in these movies. And they would take these photographs, so these are performances made for the camera, and then they would send out the photographs through mail art networks, through Arte Correo, and distribute them also to the news media as if they were film stills from authentic Chicano-produced motion pictures. But there's no movie whatsoever. It's just these images. I think they were meant to be more elusive to a narrative, to kind of suggest a narrative. They would give them a title. They weren't providing like the full promotional packet for like a Hollywood film. And they were really just curious to see what networks or what circuits they might be able to break into, right? And who might pick this image up and then transmit it in another format. Then they were also just sending it to their friends who were also artists, in the United States, in Mexico, in Latin America, and in Europe too. Where they are so self-aware of their presentation of the body and fashion and in relationship to the camera. And it's made from the most modest of means, but designed and maximized, to give maximum visual effect.